Can anybody help me? Can anybody hear me?
It's 1 o'clock.
It's Saturday. Saturday. I like that. That sounds melodic. I really think we got something going on. You know, maybe we should start a singing group or something.
Okay.
You think so?
No.
The DONNA trio?
No.
Are you not allowed to sing in public like I am?
I sing in public from time to time.
Do you?
Of course.
That's right, you're a performer. You sing. So you're just telling me it's me that's bad, right?
Huh?
You're a professional.
Huh?
Yeah. You do McCree plays and stuff all over the place. So you've had some singing roles, I'm sure.
I have.
And do you like them?
I love them.
You know, I couldn't imagine being a singer for a job.
Why?
I went out, man, it must have been maybe 3 weeks ago. My friend Ted Jankowski was in town from Burbank, helping his mom out. She had fallen ill. And he called me, and he and Judge Marable had gone karaoke, and they invited me over.
Okay.
And I went out, and I sang a Harry Chapin song, Taxi. You know Taxi?
No.
Oh, it's a wonderful song. But all I could think of while I was singing is could you imagine having to sing this song
Every single
4 times a day?
Oh my God.
For 20 years.
You will be absolutely, every time you sing it, you want to puke.
I just couldn't imagine.
You know what? You're right. I never, ever thought about that. Unless, unless you are covering songs.
You change it if you're changing.
Yeah,
right,
if you're
and
covering
doing a new song,
doing somebody else's song every day. But to have to sing the same song every day for 450 years.
So that got me thinking now. One of the first bands I booked when I was doing entertainment was Question Mark and the Mysterians.
Oh, I never heard of it.
You remember 99 Tears?
Never heard
99 Tears, 99. I can't even remember the song now. But 99 Tears, local guy. Famous, but he was a one-hit wonder.
One-hit wonder.
So now he only had one song to sing.
Only.
I I'm just saying.
That's so terrible, man.
I'm sure he could have added itsy bitsy spider or something into the mix.
He did what most people do, which is cover other people's songs.
Right. And then the grand finale is his tune.
It's the song that.
Did you get my text?
I did.
Okay, good. So I guess I got to tell everybody it's Saturday. 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 o'clock in the morning, and you guys have chosen to spend it with us. I think it's a brilliant decision.
I'm watching us in 2 different places.
You're amazing. And you don't even know how to spell technology. How are you doing that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right, well, I'm not going to send this to you again. Tell me about your week. How'd it go?
Again, it was a week of nothing until Thursday.
Nothing until Thursday.
Yes.
All right, what happened Thursday?
Well, Thursday was Valentine's Day, right?
Oh.
So what I did, I was invited to come to a Valentine event, I guess it's called, at the, I'm not sure, I can't remember the name of the event, hall. It's at the corner of Hemp Hill and Door Highway. Ignite.
Ignite. Okay, the
yes.
church.
It's not a church anymore.
It used to be Ignite.
It used to be. It's still Ignite, but they're not using it as a church. They're using it as a
rental facility.
A rental facility.
Nice.
So they had this Valentine's Day event.
Okay.
And I was asked to come and do a skit at the dating game. To
be a participant of the dating game,
yes.
Or to recreate it?
I was a participant of and we recreated.
So were you the datee or the dater?
I was the datee.
Nice.
So it was like 3 of us. So one really, really overly Christian woman.
Okay.
Then you had a really, really ghetto person.
Okay.
And then a quiet, passive person.
And which one were you?
Guess. I bet you won't get it.
Ghetto?
Not at all.
Religious?
Yes. Believe it or not.
Good for you. Well, it was one of the others that had to be an extreme. I could see you being quiet.
right. Exactly.
That was a no-brainer. So who chose you for that role, or did you pick it?
I picked it.
And so you were completely in character?
Yes.
Nice. And what about the young man?
I don't even remember who he was or what he looked like. I was too into my character.
So it's still impromptu.
It was very impromptu.
But in that
and he
character.
was turned, his back was turned to us.
Right.
Yeah, so he would ask us questions, and we would respond accordingly.
Now, was it just one round, or was it?
It was just one round because
they usually do boys and then girls.
And the end result is that he was already in a relationship, and his girlfriend called and saw him on the thing.
On the live stream?
Yeah. And was like, I thought you were, what are you doing?
You're supposed to be at the grocery store.
And she was talking about she was going to come and blow up the whole building, so we just ran away. It was fun.
Nice.
And then they did, what you call the one, the newlywed game.
Newlywed, okay.
Yeah, and that was nice too.
And I take it a different set of.
Yes, different.
So was there an audience that paid to watch this tape?
Well, this was just part of an event. They had dinner and music and singing, and if you wanted to, you could dance. They were taking photos, so it was a whole.
So it was a Valentine's Day getaway, kind of get out, kind of event, and and you were the entertainment.
Yeah. That was fun.
Well, that's kind of classy.
Yeah.
You know, Jenny, the young lady that we had on last week.
Yeah.
Jenny Minch. She had
Munch.
Okay, I'll say Munch. She corrected it.
Yeah.
I know she did. She had me doing Match Game.
Oh.
They did Match Game down at Churchill's. Man, I'm gonna say it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was. It was for fun.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it was for fun, and we had a good time. I liked it. I like to see. I've always wanted. I actually created a game show.
Did?
I did.
What kind was it?
It's called Define It.
Define It.
Define It.
Based on what?
Well, it was based on the first letter of your first and last name. So that was the only hint you had. And then the question would be the definition of a word that either started with your
first or last night. Huh. Kind of cool.
You think so?
Yeah.
I have a plethora of ideas.
A plethora?
Paul, P-Paul.
A plethora, huh?
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think we could do it. I've been thinking of, I get to look at this park across the street, and I'm envisioning this Father's Day cookout this year.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of what do we want to do different? Who do we want to cater to? And what are we going to cook?
Let's cater to moms. Just kidding.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Estrogen afflicted fathers.
Oh, no.
Afflicted probably might be the wrong. Empowered.
Let's
fathers.
not do that.
Estrogen empowered fathers.
Because to be honest,
Yes.
most of the time fathers are neglected.
I agree. And
And
when
I'm
demonized.
And well, you know why?
Why?
Because men. Well, this is just a
Uh-oh.
Donnaology.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So a lot of times men, and I'm speaking about men that are already in a marriage or things of that, a marriage.
Okay.
They are really focused on providing for the family.
Okay.
And sometimes they tend to forget that not just only should you provide for the family, but you should be there, participate within the family. So that's why they don't get honored, not because they're not doing what they just don't they have not figured out the balance between participating and providing.
Well, isn't that what that 2-week vacation is for in the summer?
For whom?
For family time.
By that time, he's so worked up into being a provider, he needs his own time.
Oh, even the vacation isn't the vacation if you think about it. We got to worry about the car breaking down, how to pay for the motel.
Anytime I go on a vacation, when I come home, I need a vacation from the vacation because I am completely wore out. And I know I'm not the only person that struggles with this.
You know what I find myself doing?
What's that?
Driving to Port Huron.
To get some time.
Just I like to reset my vision, and I think that being able to see infinity,
right? Oh yes.
Just being able to stare at that nothing kind of erases my chalkboard.
Well, but water and nothingness, that's exactly what it's designed to do.
Is it?
But a lot of times we don't engage in it. But yes, that's what it was.
45 minutes,
Yeah,
and I'm there maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Awesome.
It doesn't take a whole lot of time.
It doesn't. But I found that that little river thing over there off of Davidson Road. And though
wait a minute, Davidson where?
Davison.
Narrow it down now. Davison, Franklin, Davison,
wait.
Kersley.
Give me a moment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Pump your brakes.
This is live radio.
Davison and Center Road.
Davison and Center Road.
Yeah.
Davison and Center Road.
There's
the A&P there. There's A&P there. Isn't the old chips there?
It's north. I'm going to say it's north of Davison.
Oh, you're talking about Don Williamson's lake.
Is that his lake?
The lake that he built.
Yes.
To put his house on?
I go
Right
I go over up
Davison
there
Road.
and sit
Nice.
and do what you do.
Okay.
But I just don't go as far.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a hiding spot over
And
here on
then-
Island Street.
Then I like to go to the park out in Flushing.
The one with the kidscape? Oh, is that off of Miller Road?
The
What road
one,
is that?
the one,
Elms.
the one by the water, off of.
Oh, you're talking downtown Flushing.
Yeah.
A&W where the
Yeah.
you
Yes.
turn
No
up
longer
near
named
A&W.
A&W, but
Okay.
it's still do what A&W did. Yeah.
Well, that's a little far to go. Why are we going down to Riverbank Park? Why aren't you sitting on U of M's campus?
I have
Is
when I lived down that way. I did do that. I would take my dog and walk.
Oh,
and
the view of Flint has changed.
yeah, it has.
The Robert T. Long
can you
way.
explain to me what they're doing? Why they tore down the trees?
They took all the brush and bushes off of the shore, and they're I think they were getting the silt out.
And then they're
the
going to
dredge.
replace the trees?
It was the dam they were taking out. They had,
Oh.
and I think that was just extra stuff that they were able to afford to do. I don't know what that has to do with the dam, but I know the goal was to get that dam out of there.
But what happened to the trees?
The trees went away.
Can they please bring back the trees? And I know they can bring back the trees because on Pearson Road, where that apartment complex was, there are trees now.
Yeah, but
And they
that's
weren't.
not the
They
goal.
didn't grow there.
They planted trees over
They
there.
replanted trees
Well,
over
there may
there.
be some kind of revegetation plan over there.
Because
But I
that,
thought the whole thing was to make access to the river and to
Well,
keep
the
people
trees-
from falling in.
the trees
and not being able
weren't
to get
was
up.
wasn't hindering that.
Well, yeah, because it was like mangroves. You couldn't get to the river from the sidewalk because it was just full of brush.
Oh, okay, that's different than trees.
I see what you're saying.
I need and want the trees to return.
What are they?
Sheesh.
I want to say it was more. Well, I guess they were sucker trees.
Sucker trees, and what does that mean?
Well, sucker
Okay.
tree. You know, Flint's known for its Oh, what am I cannot remember the name of the tree. King of Heaven.
Oh,
Kingdom?
really? I didn't know.
I think it's
Flint
King-
Flint had a tree.
Oh, it's a big tree. It's like all
Really?
under Flint, and all that we're seeing are the branches coming off of the big tree. There's one big tree.
So Flint is a tree, is what you're saying.
Thank you. If you could knock all the concrete and dirt off of
It
us,
would
we're
be a
probably
tree.
elevated in a tree.
Well, why is it called Flint then? Because Flint is actually a hard stone
A
that
stone.
can't be penetrated.
You know,
And if a tree can be, we're living in a tree house per se, that doesn't make sense.
well, maybe the trees are on top of the Flint.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And here's my question. I remember learning about Jacob Smith and the lumber industry in Flint.
Oh,
but
I never heard that story.
learned about the origin
Of
of the name
okay.
Flint. You know,
Okay.
that they started as a lumber
Right.
stop. You know, with the Flint
Oh.
River, they were
Right,
lumbering
right,
and
right.
logging and throwing stuff. And
Right.
an Indian, there was an Indian reservation here just off of Atwood.
Right.
Atwood is?
Yeah, yeah. I've
Yeah,
heard the
finding the
about
bones
the
over there?
right.
All right.
Wow.
Well,
So, what was your week like? Since you talked about my week, what was your week
I
like?
have a new addiction. Don't say it like that.
Well, I was just getting ready to say good or bad.
I
But
think
anytime you
addiction
say
is bad.
addiction,
I think.
it makes me gasp.
Why don't I call it a?
Can you
let
say-
me
can-
call it a proclivity.
Okay.
It's
Proclivity.
something I really enjoy doing.
So why?
More
okay,
than I
let's stay there for just a moment. So why is it that something that you enjoy doing? Why is it that we have to call it an addiction? Why can't it be a hobby
It is a hobby,
or a guilty pleasure?
definitely.
And then we
it's
don't
not
wanna
even a
say
guilty
guilty
It's not even
pleasure.
a guilty pleasure.
Unguilty pleasure, just something.
Well, yeah, I guess I feel guilty when I look at the time. Actually, the thing tells me how much time.
Okay, what is it? Tell me what it is.
I'm
then
trying
we
to
just-
linger as long as possible to get people guessing. They think I might have a sex addiction or something.
No, excuse me. You always go there, one way or another.
I do.
Man.
I am spending a lot of time playing this game.
What, the rebuilding of Flint?
The rebuilding a Flint game.
So does that mean you really want to rebuild Flint?
I think it does, but the funny thing is I haven't played anything related to that project. You know what I mean? I made the map, I did the roads, and now I've got to do all the cleaning up, and I just kind of set back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, let me do some other stuff in this game.
Okay, what did you
and learn
find?
what I don't know.
Okay, what did you find out?
I found how to run bus lines.
Wow.
And how to accurately run bus lines. They can't overlap.
Accurately.
Yes.
Okay.
I discovered that the head drying collider, if you buy it for $297,000, you don't have to have any schools in your city because it educates everybody.
Say that again. What? Pardon me.
The head drying collider.
And how? So, okay, wait. When you say it's educating everybody, what is it educating people on?
Well, see, it's a community, right? It's a microcosm of a city.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a high school,
Mm-hmm.
a elementary school,
Okay.
and a university.
Okay. I'm
And
listening.
you have low-skilled jobs,
Mm-hmm.
medium-skilled jobs,
Okay.
and high-tech jobs.
All right.
So only those that go to the university qualify for the high-skilled jobs. Only those that have gone to high school qualify for the medium jobs. And only those that have gone to elementary.
Again, I ask you, what are they teaching you in these schools?
Well, it matters what industries you have in your city. Usually it's not as specific as it just has begun.
Mm-hmm.
You just plop down, you tell them, okay, put my industry over here on this side of town.
Mm-hmm.
All right, between Industrial and Stewart and Davison, this is where I want industry to go.
So, in other words, they're creating. It's a way of creating robots.
They're all robots. They're all AI. The whole game is AI.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, I
Okay.
mean, the thing is the industry creates what the industry wants, whether it's bottled gas factories or donut shops.
Well, see, I was trying to take your game into reality.
Oh, it's too close to reality as it is.
That's what I'm saying. So, in other words, they're creating, again, I say, human robots.
As in the players playing the game, or as the nodes in the game?
Both and.
Well, yeah. There's a logic. You know that the nodes are programmed to do something when you do something.
Right.
But the possibilities.
Yes, I get that.
I mean, the trees, the leaves on the trees shimmer.
Oh
in the
my
light.
goodness! That's why you're
The
addicted.
the
Because
water.
you get to do what you're creating your own universe,
Your own city.
your own
Or
universe.
well, yeah, because you're really in your own
Right.
universe when you're
Your
playing the
own
game because
universe.
you're deciding which way roads turn, whether there's a
Right.
bush or a telephone pole.
So, do you think this would be a great thing for children to engage in?
it should be mandatory.
Okay.
And you shouldn't be able to graduate high school without some kind of exposure to this because it's a management game. It's a city game. And
Right.
we all live in cities.
Right.
Gives you a
Right.
better understanding of what
Right.
happens when the garbage doesn't get picked up.
Right.
Because you see
Right.
people die in your city
Right.
when the garbage overflows. Or
Right.
if the water gets tainted.
Well,
Heaven forbid.
I wonder what does that happen in America?
You know, it happened in the game and it took me 2 days to find it.
Really?
Why are these people dying? I'm putting hospitals and medical centers and everything all over the city.
So it did it on its own, or something that you did
Something
caused
I
it?
did, the intake of the water, right, was too close to the outflow of the sewage.
Get out of here!
So it was sucking in the sewage into the intake and
sounds-
sending it to the people and killing them.
You think that happens in America?
That doesn't happen in real life.
Oh no, God forbid!
No.
Especially not in Flint.
No.
Okay, all right.
No, but logistically, and my goal is I'm in the learning stage,
Okay.
and I think I'm going to do a live stream.
I was gonna say, do you think that's something that you would open up to others and show them how to create this?
I think so. There's a bunch of them out there, but these guys are phenomenal.
Okay.
I watched a guy the other day, 2.5. This is in the background in my office. 2.5 hours on one house.
Wow.
There's 90,000 houses in this city.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, he put bushes. He did everything but put a doorbell on it. You know what I
Really?
mean? Bushes, fences, pools, change the texture on the side of that. That's a little too much, a little too
Monotonous.
anal. But I would like to put a Pizza Hut where Pizza Hut is.
Okay.
You know, and churches where churches is, and churches.
Churches.
The church is
The plethora of them that's inundated in this city.
I would love to have them placed where they are.
Wow.
So what I did was I was playing what they call the vanilla version of the game.
And what does that mean?
Vanilla means that this is how it comes when you buy it. There's
Okay.
no
Added nothing.
added goodies.
So if you needed or wanted to add, what would you do and how would you go about it?
Well, they call them DLCs, downloadable content.
And are there is that a more cost involved with making it
Yes,
unvanillaed?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The publisher puts out DLCs that you pay for.
Okay.
The community puts out DLCs that you don't pay for.
Okay.
So I can download the Empire State Building.
So let me ask you this question. The ones that the community put out, are they outdated or they're pretty close to...
Well, they stand the test of time.
Okay.
You know, it's like somebody modeled Cobo Hall.
Okay.
And they put it up on the workshop, and you can download Cobo Hall and put it in your city.
So in other words, they're bartering within this game.
Exactly, because it's kind of like a YouTube setup.
Okay.
It's called Steam.
Okay.
Right? And Steam is the host of the game. So when you find a developer that mods or models things that you like, you can subscribe to them. And somehow they get paid on the back end.
Really?
Because they're not asking for money for anything on the front end.
Oh.
You subscribe to it, and then when they update it or change it, it updates and changes
your stuff.
My connection to it.
Awesome.
So when I'm hooked to the game, and it's just everything. I mean, from telephone poles to picket fences, water fountains.
So you can do a today version, and can you do a featured?
Yeah, well, see, that's one of the DLCs.
Okay.
High-tech buildings.
Okay.
Is one of the downloadable, and it's like $5.
Okay.
And it gives you, helicopter police, helicopter fire departments, and things like that to make your city. There's one called disasters, where you can make disasters happen in your city on purpose. Meteor storms, hailstorms, tsunamis, floods, to see how your people react, because they're within that DLC.
So do you teach your people how to react to these things, or this is something that they learn on their own in the city?
The schools will have drills if you tell them to.
Okay.
And if you put in an emergency escape route to a shelter, you can tell all the citizens, hey, it's about to get nasty. Everybody go to the shelter. And then all the people go to a shelter and wait for the emergency.
Do you have people who don't
go?
Yeah.
I imagine you do.
Interesting.
I just haven't seen the fun yet. I know where the fun is. I haven't done any disasters yet.
Okay.
Because I'm too busy learning what these buildings do.
Right. I don't find it fun to be in a disastrous.
Oh, it's fabulous. I mean, when you see the animation, the cinematography of the disaster within your city, it's amazing. I mean, from the ripples of the earthquake and of a meteor hits it ripples out, and just it's amazing.
Well, I know that a lot of times that when you do have those natural disasters, the rebirthing is amazing. Rebirth is always amazing. So I guess sometimes you do have to go to a level of destruction in order to rebuild.
Yeah, and I guess it's trying to simulate natural disasters, not necessarily man-made disasters, because you can have fires within your city all the time, but that's why you place a fire department or a couple of fire departments to take care of. It's just a wonderful game, and it's really taking up too much of my time.
Well, you have a smart. What kind of watch you have?
I have a smart watch.
You have a smart watch. So why don't you put the amount of time that you want to spend on your smart watch to tell you it's time to stop?
Well, you got to understand.
And you need to have the discipline to stop when it says, "Hey, Paul, it's time to stop."
Right, and that's not the problem.
What's the problem?
The problem is stopping it. See, because I can quit the game,
but the game won't quit you.
There's no progress. You see, I mean, this is not a real-time game, but it takes time for things to happen. So a day in the game,
that is a lot of time out of your life.
Right. A day in the game takes 10 minutes and so on and so forth. And I'm 100 years in on one city.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good day in the morning.
But I leave it running.
Okay.
I get up and walk away and go away for 5 hours.
Okay.
And it's just sitting there chugging, and I just, whatever happened, and I fix it when I get home, where the fires were.
Anything could happen while you're gone, while it's
like
unmanaged.
The mayor went to lunch. I'm in Fiji, and my city's just burning. And I feel guilty.
Wow. Wow.
Just a little guilty. Let me remind people that you're listening to WFOV 92.1 LP FM Flint. It's Our Voices Radio. And we're a community service of Flint Odyssey House. And they do a great job with people with substance abuse and addictions. If you know someone that could use their services, make sure you give them a call at 238-0483. I can't believe I got that number right. 238-0483, Flint Odyssey House. Do something nice for somebody you like. With that said, I also want to encourage you guys that are listening to consider your own programming. Not only do we do live streams through Spectacle Productions, but we do live radio. We have a 10-mile range. Say it, Donna, 10 miles?
10-mile range.
A 10-mile range. So we claim we reach all of Flint and a little bit of Davison, a little bit of Swartz Creek, a little bit of Flushing. I have gotten the radio station well beyond Swartz Creek Raceway.
Have you?
That's Flushing, right?
Yes.
No, that's Swartz Creek.
Swartz Creek, yes.
That's Swartz Creek. I have gotten it almost, and I'm going to say almost because it was spitting a little bit, to M13.
Wow.
But it was a clear day.
Mm-hmm.
The wind was behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun was shining.
Oh. So those were the variables.
Those were the variables, and believe it or not, those things affect radio signal.
Oh, I know it. It affects my computer at work, so I know what it does to radio stations.
And your arthritis, right?
I'm not dealing with that. I'm too young of a person to deal with.
I'm not mad at you.
To deal with arthritis.
So what are we going to cook, Donna? I'm looking over here. What are we going to cook for Father's Day? What's the menu going to be?
I'm not sure. Let me think about that. Let me put some great thought to that.
Some reason I'm thinking fish, but I don't want to fry anything. Can you barbecue fish? What kind of fish
can grill?
What kind of fish can you grill that's not salmon? I mean, I do salmon all the time. I guess you could do whitefish.
I think you can do anything that blows your hair back.
Well, that's true. Well, what's cost effective though? Whitefish is $30 a fish.
Try some.
Nope. Were you about to say tilapia? Okay. All right. Just checking. Your lip was forming towards a T.
Who are you talking to?
All I'm saying is I was watching the lip quiver. It looked like you were forming a T, and tilapia came instead of tuna.
You're playing with my emotions.
I'm sorry.
You know, tilapia is not something I would.
Well, fish might be hard.
Fish
might be hard.
It would be more. Take more time to do fish, even though it doesn't take much time to do fish.
Cook it, right.
But you would need a lot of fish. It would need a lot of management. It's harder to keep. It's a lot of variables in regards to fish.
All right.
So I think let's put some thought to it.
All right.
Do you think we should do the jackfruit thing again?
I'd love to do anything weird and crazy and unique and experimental. You know, let's taste test buds.
Oh, so how about some raw tacos?
A raw taco? Mm. Why not? That should be on the menu. I was just thinking we got to have something vegetarian.
Okay, well let's do raw tacos.
So raw tacos are vegetarian.
Yeah.
And what's in a raw taco?
Okay, you use your lettuce as your shell.
Okay.
Some form of nut or vegetable shavings as your meat.
Or.
Okay. You can combine them, and if you're gonna have a cheese-like flavor, you use a nut cheese.
A nut flavored cheese, or I don't understand what you mean.
It tastes.
It's a cheddar nut.
It's cheese. It's a nut, but the way you blend it up, it tastes like cheese.
Well, how do we do this in mass quantity? How do we serve 100 of these or 200 of these? Do we got to shave? I'm picturing me with a little peanut on a grater shaving.
No, we go to the health food store and buy walnuts in the bag.
Wait a minute, isn't it healthy enough? Why we gotta go to the health food store and get it? Can't we get it in bulk?
Yeah, to make sure that it's non-GMO
GMO stuff.
Yeah, if we do that.
Well, I didn't offer that. I said vegetarian tacos. I didn't say non-GMO vegetarian tacos.
I am exasperated with that statement.
If you're going to do it right. Is that what you're saying?
Basically.
Is that what you're saying? All right.
Basically.
300 vegetarian tacos. How much do you think they cost?
I don't know. Let me research it.
Really?
You gonna ask me something right off the top of my head that
Yes.
you're gonna want me to run you off a
I'm
cost?
looking at $1.50 minimum.
$1.50 minimum?
I'm looking at $1.50 minimum. I mean, you get a head of lettuce for 99 cents. You can probably get 20 tacos out of a head of lettuce, right?
We're not gonna use
Iceberg.
No.
Romaine. What? Bill,
Yeah.
Boston.
yeah, something like in that those lines.
Okay, and you're gonna put some spinach
Or
in
we
it.
can use
Why can't you use taco shells?
no.
It's corn, isn't it?
We want to do it the right way. So what I would do, I would use either a collard green leaf,
Ooh.
yeah,
Ooh.
as your taco shell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they got to be burritos now. they can't be tacos because they're gonna look like burritos.
That or what other shell did I use?
Why
Collard
not
green.
corn? Why not the corn taco shells? I'm kidding. Because they're fried and saturated.
Yeah,
or-
we're trying to take them people out of their comfort zone and show them something different that they can do.
I agree.
That is tasty. This is something that they've never tried or never thought
Well,
about.
You know, I like the idea of no plate.
Yes,
You
I
know,
like that too.
I like the idea of no
or
plate.
a communal plate. You know how they do. Everybody. Ugh,
We're
it
outside.
makes you. Okay, they were outside too, sir.
I understand.
Okay,
And,
so-
but the health department tells me I got to do certain things
Yeah,
outside.
right. I get that.
And it gets real complicated the more
It
items
does.
you have.
You're right.
I mean, I can spend more in pots and pans than I can on food.
Raw. Weird.
You know?
Yeah.
But raw food is a whole new
Yes, I know. Whole nother.
element
Element to it,
Yeah, 'cause
right.
it's like you ain't done nothing but open the box. So, take it out the bag. So you're not
Right.
even really
Yeah.
preparing.
No, you're preparing,
Yes.
but you're not
Cooking
cooking.
for sure. Right.
Yeah.
I have to look that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a plethora of books in regards to preparing raw cuisine, from simple to the complex.
How do you like it? I mean, are you a 100% raw folk?
Oh no, I'm not 100% raw. I'm not 100% vegetarian or vegan either, but I'm more of the vegetarian vegan than I am anything else.
See, I'm more carnivorous than anything else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I'll
most
eat a
people
burger and run. You know? and I'll tickle myself because I'll grab a handful of spinach
And you
and
add
put it
to
on the burger and say,
and
there's
that-
my veggie.
And that's good. I mean, because some people won't even do that. So any is better than none at all.
Well, I'm in love with avocados.
Ah, yes.
I love me some avocados.
Yeah, I make an avocado smoothie that is amazing.
Oh, can't imagine.
Avocado and banana. You can add some fruit if you want. A little honey.
I think I
And it's
use the
wonderful.
avocado to hold the pepper. I like that coarse ground pepper.
Oh, okay.
And you throw that on some avocado.
Oh
with
yeah,
a little
but see,
sea
this
salt.
is the thing with avocado, that it's really flavorless. You get to add to it, takes on the personality of whatever you add to it.
I agree.
Yeah, and people are like, I don't like avocado. It may be a texture thing, and it may be the lack of taste, but you create your avocado
Avocado
to what you
is
like.
the original mayonnaise.
Yeah,
It's
right.
the original mayonnaise.
Yes. But a lot of people don't like mayonnaise. They
This is
prefer Miracle Whip,
Which doesn't
which
exist.
is the processed, and that's our problem. We are so ready to embrace the fake and turn our nose up to what is real, and that's in life
Well, isn't that
in
just 'cause
general.
it's not affordable?
What's not affordable?
I mean, I listen to these comedians all the time talking about going to Whole Foods and having to take out a second mortgage.
Well, now that Amazon, I haven't been into Whole Foods since Amazon has taken over, but I think the prices have come down some because it would have to.
No, they wouldn't have to.
Oh, they should.
Amazon bought it because it was profitable doing what they were doing.
Yeah, but they've changed it a lot since they went in there. That's been the
I understand. It was
issue with a lot of people, is that it's no longer
everything in the store is good for you.
right.
Right. When we know the other grocery store, everything in there that isn't in the organic aisle is bad for you.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought that was a niche that they needed to keep.
Yeah, they just saw the opportunity, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I think they should have left it alone far as changing things.
We don't have one.
We don't have one. From what I understand, we're not large enough for it. But we could have a Trader Joe's, which would be comparable. But the only thing with Trader Joe's is Trader Joe's and Aldi's are two brothers. One of them got mad at the other, and they separated. One is doing the Trader Joe thing, which is closer to the Whole Foods,
right.
And the other guy is doing Aldi's. Now he's trying to say the majority of his things in his store is whole food and natural.
Well, now when I go to Aldi's, I notice more foreign brands.
And that's the thing. When you have foreign fruits and vegetables, their regulations on what's organic and what is not is completely different.
More reasonable or less reasonable?
Oh, they allow all kinds of stuff and still can say it's organic.
Oh, see, I thought we would be the worst at that. You mean other countries are worse than we are at labeling food?
Far as what they consider as organic, yeah.
You know, I watched your boy Adam.
Oh, what he ruined for you today?
Oh, he didn't ruin it for me because I kind of knew it. I just didn't know to the extent that he told me.
Oh.
That the dates on product are just crap.
Yeah.
The dates, the expiration dates on the ho-hos and Twinkies, and it's whatever Jim thought
feels like at that moment
it tasted the best at. Yeah,
Makes
it'll be
sense to
good.
me.
It'll be good till Thursday.
Thursday at 6:42
But then I can
PM.
also see that the companies that manufacture this stuff want to put their best foot forward. So if it's going to go down in flavor,
you say that, but then I don't think it goes down in flavor because they put so many taste enhancers in it. So they do that because we have become paranoid about everything.
right?
So they put a date on it.
A pear flavor than a pear extract, right?
Right.
You think they put a date on it I think they put a date on it to scare us to buy more.
I think it's both and. I do believe that.
He said that the only product required to have a date on it, guess what it is?
What, milk?
No, guess again.
Bread.
Guess again.
What?
The only product. There's only one product
Well, tell me what it
that's
is.
required to have a valid expiration date on it.
What is it?
Baby food.
And
Isn't that nice?
I think the selling of baby food is ridiculous in itself. You know why?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I forgot I was talking to the breast doctor. I'm sorry, the lactation specialist.
Consultant.
There we go. Okay, talk to me. Why?
Well, all it is peas, beans, greens blended. So make your own baby food. That way you know that
When you made it, when it's going to go
you know
bad.
everything about, what additives and preservatives, because everything they put in to preserve our food, and we know 9 times out of 10, most of it is terrible.
What the guy? Did you
But
get it again?
if you make your own baby, and see, this is some of the problems with our children,
Right.
is what they start off with. Most of them are starting with artificial milk via formula.
Right.
Then they're eating baby food, bought baby food, versus mom blending and putting it in the freezer for them, having the same thing we have. They just don't have to have the all the other added spices that we add to it.
Right.
But that's why their development has been hindered, because they're getting all this stuff at a young age. And I don't care what nobody says.
Uh-oh.
Your milk is designed for your baby. Artificial milk has never been tested every time we give it to our. That's why a lot of
But
babies
you gotta say it's a good alternative, because I mean, people do have problems lactating, and not every mother can put baby to breast.
Be that as it may, there are other ways that you can do that. You have a sister. If you have a sister that's breastfeeding her baby, she can make enough milk for your baby and her baby.
Well,
Do you remember back in the day when the wet nurses,
right.
they were feeding their babies and every other white baby that was in the neighborhood?
Right.
So come on now. It's supply and demand. You ask for the milk, that milk is coming. They are and there also are breast banks, East Coast and West Coast. So if a mother and a baby is struggling to get to breast, you can always get milk that way as well. So there are other options before going to
baby food.
Death of milk.
Well, I hate this guy.
And that's just my opinion.
Adam has ruined everything.
That's what his name is. That's the name of his show.
It is.
I'm so grateful that Whitney told me about that.
Whitney
show.
told you about it?
Yeah.
See, you told me.
Yeah.
And it's been the bane of my existence. So I really got to stop hanging out with you. Because everything I thought I knew, I really don't know. And I'm kind of like hoping, just a little bit, that he's lying. Some of that stuff you want to hang on to. And most of it you can really throw away and say, yeah. You want to say he's a conspiracy theory buster, or because he ruined conspiracy theories too, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't know what you call it.
How would you describe it to somebody?
Shocking the bejesus out of you.
Well, you know how
but you know, it's not a lot of people watching the show.
Well, no, it's got to be popular.
No, not a lot of people.
Come on.
Not a lot of people.
He ruined banking. He ruined the
everything.
Suburbs, he ruined NRA. And when we say ruin, he explains the motivation behind them.
Right.
He was talking about De Beers coming up with the engagement ring. That never existed.
Right.
De Beers wanted to sell diamonds.
They wanted to sell
so
diamonds.
They started talking about you got to pay 3 months worth of your salary.
Yeah, how ridiculous is that? I think the best wedding ring would be one that you guys sit together and make it yourselves.
Jump in the broom.
Pretty much.
I don't think you can get women to buy that. If I showed up with
because we've been brainwashed, and it starts in our schools. Everything is. We are brainwashed.
They went on to explain that diamonds are extremely valuable, but they serve no purpose.
Right. So
Whereas
the purpose is buying them and making them priceless.
So they were talking about the psychology about adding value to things. Water, you can't live without it.
Right.
Cheap.
Right.
Food.
I mean,
you can't live without it.
Wait. You say cheap
compared to diamonds and gold.
Oh, okay.
And just those raw materials themselves.
Right.
Water is abundant.
It is, but that's why I think it's weird that I got to pay for water.
Well, I always thought that the gold, the price of gold was because there's only
a little bit of
a billion pounds of gold in the world.
No,
and the price of diamonds is because there's only 250 million diamonds in the world. You know what I mean? And it's valued on scarcity.
But that's what they make you feel.
Right?
They do that with water and food.
Right? I mean, we all learn, demand, right?
But to be honest, there is no scarcity. It's all in our heads that they've programmed us to believe.
Thinking of scarcity, now you're making me think about that blackface sweater. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. I heard a lot about it.
The Gucci sweater? You didn't see it?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's horrible. It's ugly.
Ugly. I would imagine it would be.
The only person I could see actually utilizing it would be a skier. A skier or a mass murderer. or somebody maybe snowmobiling or something. It was just like a cover of your cheekbone and jawbone, but it had
the red lips
for your mouth, right, with red lips.
I think Gucci is whoever said that was okay is absolutely a psychopath.
So that's the conversation they had last night.
It's psychopath.
We were trying to count how many black people work for Gucci.
Probably absolutely not.
Come on, they got to have an American department.
Okay, they may
of
have
Gucci.
2.
There's got to be a Roger. There's got to be at least one gay guy.
Oh
at
my
Gucci.
goodness, it does not.
No.
No, because the quota of minority has changed. So
You mean
they
the
can,
definition of minority has changed?
Yes, the definition.
Okay.
So
how did it
they can have a
change?
person of color doesn't mean they're African American.
I see. It could be Hindu, Indian, Brazilian, African, whatever.
Anybody.
But I don't see that as a business model. I mean, if I have an American arm of my foreign company, I need it to represent my market.
Yeah, but their market is. I don't think it was to involve a whole group of people. I think it was really probably designed to exclude certain people.
And we just took it over?
And we
'Cause I understand.
yes, and that happens all the time.
I didn't know that
And
we were
the
Gucci
thing-
people. I really didn't.
Oh
I
my
thought we were
goodness.
FUBU people. We gave up Tommy, right?
Are you kidding me? I never known us to be FUBU, and just when FUBU just first came out. I don't know anybody who does FUBU now.
What?
No,
Well, is it?
not one
Could it
person.
just be the fad that it was over? And
No, we have been trained to not support for us by us.
somebody just told me that they have a television channel.
Who has a television?
FUBU TV on like the Roku stick and the Fire Stick.
Possibly.
Check it out because they were soliciting for programming.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we could take
Yeah,
we
but
could take
like-
this show on the road, Donna.
Okay.
We be Gucci down. You got
Oh,
a you got a
no.
Gucci sweat
I
outfit.
have one Gucci purse that I got when I was signed to Skywalker Records,
Nice. And it was a.
and I still have it.
Do you have any of your records?
No, I do not.
Does Skywalker have any of your records?
I'm not sure.
Donna,
I have no idea.
Donna,
What?
I want to hear your music.
We do too.
Were you in Hunt's Determination? What was the name of the group you were in?
It's called Desire. We were their first R&B group. They always say it was from out of Detroit,
Okay.
but we were their first R&B group.
Oh, give me years.
I am not giving you years.
18 what? 1892.
I will not give you years.
Can we get genre?
Oh, R&B.
R&B.
Yeah.
Bubblegum R&B or hardcore?
Bubblegum girl group. I think we were like one of the first girl groups.
Wow. Do you know I met Willie? Did you know Willie Max out of Detroit? No. They were on Flint After Dark back in the day, and I thought they were going to do some.
Really?
Oh man, I thought they were going to.
You know what I've become addicted to, and I only saw one show, American Soul. It's about
Soul Train.
Soul Train. I fell in love with that show, and
It's
I
a
only
series.
saw one. Yeah, and I only saw one episode.
See now, if it was a movie, I would have watched it.
That's what I was saying. I wish it was a movie. I enjoyed what I saw.
Right. But now they're going to stretch it out, and they're going to bring drama in where they're
It
gonna
probably
stretch
was
it out.
there.
It was
I
there. It
think
was there.
I'm
They're gonna
sure
stretch it out.
the drama that they showed, it was real drama.
So, how many episodes you say you're in?
I've only seen one.
I think
it's
only
like
one's
maybe,
only been on.
I think 3 has been on, 2 or 3.
3. Okay, 2 or 3. And it's
Yeah.
on a BET? What is it?
Yeah, BET. I saw it on her. I think I saw
Well,
it
you're
on
gonna
her
have to- so,
on a rerun or
all right,
something.
so, spoiler alert. What's happened so far?
I think this is just what I'm thinking. Don Cornelius and Gladys Knight had a thing.
No.
I think that's what I see.
Were the Pips pissed?
No, I don't. I mean, they really didn't show them.
I just wanted to say that.
They didn't show them, but the way that this is unfolding, I think they may have had a thing.
So Gladys Knight was Motown, right? So that would have put her in Detroit.
I'm not sure what she was.
I want to think she was that. I'm seeing the label. Atlantic,
too.
the purple.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
deep
I
purple.
see with the
Well, Atlantic was a
gold.
white.
Whoever had the gold and
And
purple.
purple.
That's who I think they were with. But I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Don wasn't
Or
married.
was she was he was.
Cornelius was married from Jump Street.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. His wife saw Gladys Knight's manager kiss Don.
Uh-huh.
She came in at the wrong time because he didn't engage with her at that time. So I don't know what's going to happen down the line. But when the wife walked in, the lady had kissed him.
Uh-huh.
And so she went home. She never told him she saw it.
Right.
But she told him that she was not going with him to L.A.
When he was moving to
When he
LA
was moving to L.A. But she encouraged him
to go.
to continue to pursue his career because he had 6 jobs within 1 year and couldn't hold it. He was actually a police officer.
I bet.
And he couldn't hold the job because it wasn't for him.
You know, my dad was a cop in Detroit during that time.
Really?
Well, no.
And
He
you
was
know
before
what?
then,
Let me just hearing what you said about your dad, I realized that my dad was sanitation person during the
60s?
the 60s when they had the riots. But he never talked about it, and I didn't even know he was a sanitation collector until after he passed. And my mother said, you probably need to see if he had some insurance. I've never done that yet, but
Oh, girl, you better.
yeah,
You better. You're gonna end up. Have you done the unclaimed money portal?
not yet. I have not because
It's fabulous. People think it's a joke.
right.
Type in your name. Type in your friends' names. If there's money out there, it'll come up and say, you forget about the refund from the State Farm. You paid your insurance.
Right.
$20 too much for 2 months, and then you moved.
Right.
And they don't know where you are, so it goes into this fund until you go to look for it.
Oh, amazing. Maybe I need to do that.
You got
I might
another
have $14 million somewhere sitting waiting on me.
Your auntie, your cousin, because you can go grandma, anybody you can prove you got a relationship to.
Really? All right. I'm getting ready to start because my granddaddy was a savvy old cat.
He might have had something around. I don't know how long they've been keeping the records.
Right.
But I found, $2,000?
Really?
And waiting for another.
Okay, let me ask you this
and waiting
question.
for another 3 to hit
What's
back.
their percentage?
Nothing.
You have got to be kidding me.
No, absolutely nothing.
Get
it's
out
just,
of here.
It's $1 billion pot of money sitting out there, lost money.
Wow.
Your grandmother had a bank account and died. And you didn't know she had a bank account in Mississippi?
Interesting.
You didn't know that? And
Right.
just all sorts of stuff like that. It's just a big pot of money.
Wow.
I wish we could, empty it for something good.
Yeah.
It's almost like the gift card scam. You know what I mean? You buy a gift card, you give somebody a gift card, they're counting on that gift card getting lost.
Yeah.
And not being used.
You know what's funny? I found one of mine and I went and used it.
Nice.
And I was able to use it. It has been missing for years.
My friend got a gift card to Tim Hortons, and they don't take them here. He's got to go.
Wait a minute.
Is it Tim Hortons? I'm calling it wrong. Hold on. What did he say he got it for? I'm going to remember by the time it's over, but it was in Detroit. He had to go to Detroit to use his gift card.
Really?
Yeah. And there's one here, but it's not tied into the gift card.
That's the part that's weird.
Right.
Well, it's Tim Hortons
Right.
here.
She bought it here.
But she
and gave
couldn't-
it to him.
And couldn't use it here.
Couldn't use it.
What kind of so that indicates that they didn't expect that to be used.
There's not a button on the register, mister.
You sure you bought that? You sure you didn't fabricate this? Man.
It's a good possibility. So you got anything coming up next week?
Next week.
When am I going to get my cleanse? You're supposed to be making me some kind of concoction.
Yeah. What's next week?
Next week is the
week
week after the week that just happened, and it's the week before the week after that.
So right now, no, not that unfortunately, not this week, but the next, my friend's mom passed away.
Okay.
She's in Las Vegas, but they're going to come back here for the
For the
funeral.
Wow.
And they're going to do it not next week, but the following week.
I just got noticed that my buddy's from childhood buddy, his dad passed away, Willard McCrae.
Oh, okay.
And he used to be down in Heartland. They had a ranch down in Heartland.
Okay. Wow.
And they would, Paulie! He and my dad used to claim they were fighting their dogs. You know what I mean? They were
Dog fighters?
No, dog braggers. My dog will beat your dog up.
Oh, okay.
Kind of stuff. And one time his dog got out and cut my dog's throat. Just sliced it right open. It was amazing. You know, the paw, and we just watched it happen. So now we took him to the vet, got him all fixed up. And my dad hustled down to Mr. McCrae's house. Willett, you going to pay this bill? I don't know what happened because we were told to leave the room. Oh, yeah. So I'm assuming I don't know what he passed of. He just posted a picture of him.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure that was his way of saying he was no longer here.
Right.
So I think I'm going to try to go to Texas. I got a wedding in May
Okay.
in St. Petersburg, Florida. Beg your pardon? Thank you. I have a wedding. One of the guys I went to high school with, his youngest daughter,
Okay.
is getting married.
Oh, congratulations.
And she's doing a destination wedding.
She's not intending for a lot of people to go with
Of
her?
course she's not. Just the stupid ones to prove. Well, here's the deal. He told me that he said it's open bar Friday.
Oh.
I said, I'll be there.
Where's the
I
destination?
don't care what the plane ticket costs. I just have to go. I'm going to pour drinks down and plants and stuff.
Where is it going to be?
It's south.
Oh, you don't know.
I know exactly where it is. So that's a benefit.
South of the border?
South of everywhere from here.
Okay.
He's St. Pete's Beach. Do you know Treasure Island? You heard of Treasure
I've
Island?
heard of it.
Well, you're
Isn't
thinking
it-
of the Disney, or you've heard of the location Treasure Island?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's Treasure Island adjacent.
Okay.
Madeira Beach, I think it's called, or something
okay.
like that.
Okay.
Somewhere in that area.
Okay.
But I called to get a room at the hotel that he's staying at, and they said it was all booked up.
Well, they didn't reserve.
I didn't think about that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? He sent me the invite, and I said, okay, blah, blah, blah. And I called the hotel again. They said they're all booked up.
Yeah, that's because they reserved space, and
They did.
You're supposed to
Go
go
through
under
him.
his name.
Right.
Duh.
Well, I'm glad I didn't know. $450 a night.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Is that normal?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
When you go direct like that, yes. But if you go through an agent or
As long as I've been black, I have never paid $450 to wash my behind and sleep. Come on now. If
you're
you're
paying for the resort.
Maybe. It must be a nice resort. I
Yes.
mean, mud bath. I can't spend enough time in that resort for $450.
No, not a night.
And then you got to tip them 20%. So even if it's free, it costs you $20
Yes.
to get it done for free.
Yes.
See, that's a scam.
Yes, it is.
It's a scam.
And as long as we pay for it,
I'm
it
not,
will continue.
Listen, I found me
It
a
will
Motel
continue.
6. It wasn't a Motel 6. I think it was a Roadway Inn. And it was right off the highway. I mean, right at the bottom of the exit ramp.
Right.
It was $49.95.
What?
A little cheap. That was a little cheap. I'll upgrade. I'm willing to spend $75, $85.
I heard that you were kind of a miser.
I will take miser.
Okay.
I prefer thrifty.
Okay.
I
I'm
prefer
just-
intelligent. Some people say choicey.
Okay.
Listen, we're out of time, Donna. You guys say goodbye.
Well, au revoir, my people. Love you. Have a wonderful day. And remember, whatever you do, look in the mirror and tell yourself that you are the best that you know.
Other than you.
Other than you.
Nice. Nice. Mom, all the good I do is because of you. Goodbye, everybody.
Cool back, baby.